Thiemann with Shop Antelope Valley. And I know when I go shopping, I like to browse and I really like to get informed. So today we're going to look at All About Stone. So joining me from All About Stone is Roxanne Price. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm excited to learn more about this. I often have thought about putting that in my house, and so I've learned so much just here and there and by browsing. So I'm excited about your expertise and some of the things that you know. Now, before you were working at All About Stone, were you in this line of business also?
Yes, I was. I've been on the field for 7 years before I ever even started selling the materials, so I'm very experienced with it on and off the field. So
that's great.
So yeah, I do have a lot of experience with it, and I know the product.
Good. And yeah, the customers know that because they come back for you too, I hear.
A lot of times they do, yes, and that makes me feel good and special and important, but but that's just because I'm trying to do my job. That's it.
Well, Roxanne, help me with the process. So just the space planning at first. If I'm looking at the kitchen, how do I start with the space planning?
The space you have, which is usually about 18 inches, that's a standard backsplash height. And then you need to figure out, where exactly you want to put it. If you're going to be doing the countertops or if you're going to be doing the backsplash. What area are we doing? Or are we doing the floors in the kitchen? It just depends on what exactly you're looking at in the kitchen there.
Okay, so I would start with the backsplash, and that's the wall just right above the counter.
If you already have existing countertops that you're not planning to change, you would start with the backsplash. But you would need to first have countertops there before you can do anything with the backsplash.
I want to change the countertops to stone.
Okay, and would you prefer granite or some other kind of a solid surface?
Well, that I would have to come in, and I know there's such an array of stone. Tell us where it's from.
Well, it's from Norway, Italy, you name it, India, Brazil. I mean, it's from all over the world. It's amazing, but the granite is the most durable surface you can use for a countertop, and that's what we highly recommend. And it's so gorgeous, it's so beautiful. There's no two identical pieces. It's got such a variation in color and just so many choices. But
so depending on my space, I would take the measurements and would that make it a certain selection that I could choose from because of how big my countertop is and my backsplash?
You brought up a good point. No, actually, what you need to do is, it usually helps me to draw a diagram out of your kitchen with all of your dimensions. Most kitchens need at least 2 slabs, so that's something to keep in mind whenever you're looking. And lots of times, not lots of times, but a few times, there's few lucky people that could get away with 1. Lots of times they need more than that. It just really depends. It's important for me to kind of see the layout with all the dimensions and get the square footage, so that way I know what kind of material to sell you or how much material to sell you for the area.
Okay.
And then backsplash height, all of your dimensions there as well. The linear footage, I need all that.
Okay. So all that's going to be part of the space planning.
Sure. And then like in a bathroom for a shower, is it a 3x5 tub shower, or are you tearing out the tub and putting in a shower pan? Just, different things to think about, so that way we know how much more or less material to
So it
sell
helps you in the cutting of it and the shape?
It does, yeah. Not necessarily the cutting of it, but it helps in me figuring out how much material to sell you, and also the direction or the size material to sell you. So that's where the layout and the design come in pretty much.
So when you're looking at the floor for space planning, how many, can that be a lot of different slabs too?
On the floor?
More than one slab? Or?
Oh, no. On the floor you would usually use a tile, not a slab. And we have travertine tiles. That's the most popular that people are using on the floors. We have one that's really nice and neat and different. It's the Versailles. It comes in 4 different sizes. You get the 16 by 24, an 8x16, and then you get two 16x16s and two 8x8s in one bundle. So it's a total of 8 square feet. In the Versailles, it's a tumbled travertine, and we have it in a light color and a dark color. And it's beautiful just the way it lays out. It's really nice. There's no area too small because I have little tiny 40-inch by 40-inch boards, and they're laid out on there, and it looks fine in that little tiny area. So small bathrooms still fit it. Or you can do something just squares, so that if you want to do some kind of a rug pattern on your floor, just like if you're walking in and it's an entryway, would you want a medallion, or would you want to create your own kind of a design there?
So that takes me to the color coordination, and just how would I pick that out when you're talking about the floor, light or dark? What things would I need to do to help me with the color coordination?
Well, what helps me is usually what the customer's preference is. A lot of times people want something light, and sometimes people want, darker. But whenever it comes to the floor, we usually, like I said, the travertine is the most popular. And so there's either the light or the dark.
What things would you need me to bring, or I could bring, to try and match up what's going to happen in the kitchen?
Whatever you have existing already that's not changing. Like a cabinet usually is a good start point.
So I could bring the drawer?
A drawer or a door, yeah. That's usually very helpful to pick your color, because you might look at it in the warehouse and like it, but then whenever you see it with your wood, you might change your mind, or you might like something else better. So it's very important to bring your actual cabinet, because a lot of people come in and say, oh, it's just your typical oak. But there's so many, wood is like granite. There's no two identical pieces of that either, so it's kind of tough.
So the lighting will make a difference too, you had mentioned.
Yes.
If I brought the cabinet, and what about just samples at my house and bringing it and taking a look with everything?
Well, it's important for you to bring samples home and look at them in the lighting of your house, because a lot of times, like I said, you might like them in the store, and once you get them home, you probably will change your mind because of the lighting of your house. And you also want to kind of look at it in all different lights, like times of the day, because the way the sun will hit it, and whenever the sun doesn't hit it, it'll change the look of it completely, and you have to make sure you live it all the way through.
All right, so we talked about spacing and color. Now, just to help with the design, because I'm not good at that, but I know, colors that I like. So how would I design it?
Well, the design, that really depends, on the area or the space that you have to work with. And
is that what you do for folks?
I do help them with a design. A layout pretty much is what I try to do, and that helps the installer as well, because I do think about, the dimensions, the height of their backsplash, or the air, how big of a floor they have, if they want a medallion, or if they want to do a rug pattern on their floor.
When you talked about design of the floor, it could be
well, there's like a rug pattern like you can do. It kind of takes place of a medallion. If you wanted, something decorative right there, like a showpiece, you can just take a liner or Listel and just run, a square around a certain area, and turn the direction of your field tile, at a diagonal inside of it, and put maybe some accent dots, on all of the little joints, so that way it kind of gives it like a rug feel, just in that one spot.
Nice.
But you're doing it with all stone.
And would I have to worry, because like my one area of the floor might be small, would I still have an array of things to choose from, stone to choose from, even if I have a smaller area on the floor?
Well, if you have a smaller area on the floor, you would want to take into consideration using something larger on the floor. Because if you have such a small room, then I don't know if you've ever been in a bathroom with a whole bunch of like lines with the wallpaper and you just felt kind of squished. Well, it's the same thing with your grout joints on your floor. The white walls make it feel, a lot more open because they're just solid. And so the larger the tile, the more open up it makes a room feel. So.
Oh, that's good. That's helping with the design right there, making me see something I wouldn't have thought about.
Right, yeah, and that's a lot of customers will come in thinking they need a small tile because it's just a small room. Well, that's not always necessary.
And the materials they use are very important,
Very important, because you can't set tile on wood, so you have to make sure that you get all of the proper underlayments if you're doing a subfloor or if you're doing a countertop. And then, even in a shower, you have to make sure you have, the right waterproofing behind it all. So, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I guess working around water, it would definitely be another challenge.
Yeah, it is.
What about the maintenance now of you've got this beautiful stone in your house, and what about the maintenance and taking care of it?
The maintenance, it is actually very easy to maintain. The only thing you have to take into consideration is after it's installed and it looks beautiful, it's not done yet until it's sealed. You have to seal it. I can't express that enough. After it's sealed, then it'll last you for 3 to 5 years, and then you do have to reseal it. But the sealer is just protecting it from the staining. Pretty much. With the granite, you don't necessarily stain granite, but you're using the sealer to protect the shine on that. And then also the cleaners, you have to be careful what you use to clean it with. You don't want to use any abrasive cleaners, nothing, no harsh chemicals, but we do sell stone cleaners that work fantastic and actually do kill germs as well. And so you just apply it, let it penetrate 15 minutes, get a dry clean rag, dab it up, and you're done.
Oh.
It's a real simple process. You don't need a professional to do it. I can do it, you can do it, anybody can do it. There's no special person to do it for you. So it's really easy. A lot of people must hear a lot of horror stories on how you seal, or that you have to seal stone or granite or whatever, but it's really easy. It's not a difficult task. So
that would be any stone, the stone for the floor or backsplash, or
any natural stone will need to be sealed, yes.
Now I imagine folks must come to you and say, well, what do you have in your house?
Oh yeah, all the time. And we actually do have all of the materials at All About Stone that I put in my house. In my bathroom I have travertine, and in my kitchen I have granite, and my fireplace I have slate, and backyard I have another form of slate, which is the ledge stone. And in the kitchen backsplash I have the tumbled travertine.
That's neat. Well, Roxanne, thank you. We've got such a good education here. I know there are so many people in the Antelope Valley that are informed and love All About Stone, and I just love educating more folks about it that will want to.
Oh yeah, come down and see me, and I can probably educate you more. So.
Good.
If you were ever considering going with stone, this is what your home could look like, because this product is from All About Stone. Our creative staff will help stimulate your imagination, guiding you through your product from start to finish. Our warehouse is unmatched in inventory anywhere, but today it's never been priced this low, and that's in stone, because we're all about stone.
Hi, I'm Connie Thiemann at Shop Antelope Valley, and I love to do that, shop, but I want to shop smarter and not harder. So today, we're going to be talking to Gary Keener, and he's going to tell us about California tile. Now, when we want to shop smarter, what are some things that you do to service the Antelope Valley?
Well, obviously, Connie, this day and time with the economy the way it is and everybody trying to get their best bang for their buck, we really are focusing on pricing.
Exquisite, eye-catching, creative. That's what people are saying about California Tile Supply's new showroom. Inventory stacked high and deep from around the world and in stock now. Visit our new contractors room and they'll show you how to save time and money on your next project. The Learning Center, staffed with tile professionals that know the product. Available inventory unmatched anywhere in the Antelope Valley. California Tile Supply, tile professionals since 1971.
I mean, that really is our main focus. Second to that is the the overall look of ceramic and porcelain tiles, and what we think it works best here in the Antelope Valley.
So that's one of the things that sets you apart here in the Antelope Valley for the tile.
That is, it definitely is one of our best competing factors, most definitely. California Tile Supply was started back in 1971 by a gentleman named Dave Romar. He's been in the business his whole life. He started servicing the Antelope Valley in 1976, I believe, and we've been up here ever since. I've been involved with California Tiles since 1984, so I've been there through all the tough times, the good times, and we're going through some tough times right now. But because of the longevity of the company and the experience of the owner, we have what we call in our business great buying power. We buy tiles from around the world. Italy, Spain, Argentina, obviously China has come into the market right now. So we have a great collection of tiles, and and again, it's no small secret that the economy around the world is, it's troubled, and so our suppliers, they're giving us some great deals, and so it does help us to be able to pass that along to the consumer.
It's great to know that we have that tradition here in the Antelope Valley. I know there's many customers that come back, but even just to let folks know of the history and tradition that you have.
That is so true. It's, again, because of the length of time I've been there, to see customers come back. They'll bring me a piece of tile. They go, "Do you recognize this?" And I'll be, "Sure enough, you know what? We had that about 15 years ago." They don't make it anymore, but we go from there. So it's nice to see the repeat business from customers.
Also, a great factor for California Tile Supply is that you can get the tile from anywhere in the world.
That's so true, Connie. That really is one of our strongest points. Is we don't only deal with our domestic suppliers, which have a lot of great products. It's fairly easy to get because it is, here locally, within the United States. So it doesn't take us a long time to get something maybe that might be out of stock. But really the diversity of the products we have, because we buy directly from the factory in Italy, directly from the factory in Argentina, China, I could go on with just Turkey, Egypt. These are all products that we have in stock today from these various suppliers. So the characteristics and the looks that we get are just fantastic right now. Nothing like it was 20 years ago. You walked in, you had a choice of 6 tiles, that was it. And they all look the same.
These days, you don't have to travel the world to get the tile you want. Not Seattle, not Frisco. California Tile. It's about style. It's about the look. And it's about the feel. California Tile. Our worldwide experience with tile can save you time and money in costly mistakes. California Tile. We're that confident. We put the tile in our name.
You got to come down and you got to spend time in the showroom. We expanded our showroom about 4 years ago. We went from 1,500 square feet over 5,000 square feet. Why? So we can show our products and show them well. Being able to buy directly from the factory gives us so many more advantages against our competition that it's what keeps us where we are and who we are.
I imagine just the decision of what I want to do. If I came in and said, I know I want to tile this area of my house, how do you help narrow that down?
The most challenging times are when a customer does come in. They know they want something and they want a great deal, but they don't know what it is they want because there are so many choices. They can become confused. So it does help for you to do a little research on your own to look through magazines, get on the internet, get some ideas, find out what your taste is. What is it that you're looking for? And then sure enough, we're off. We go right to the items that are gonna just hit the nail on the head for you.
The different countries that the tiles come from, are you going there often? Are there shows that show from all different places too? How do you make that selection?
Absolutely. There are trade shows, as there is in any trade, where all the factories show their most current and up-to-date products. We attend those shows, and as well as we do go to the factories. And so we do see the material being made firsthand. We make sure we're getting first quality material, first choice, and it is something that we're proud to put our name behind. So those are things that we definitely look for when we're out purchasing new tile.
Is there a particular path or process that you do to educate the consumer?
Mostly we're looking for what it is that the consumer is trying to have answered. If it's just simply, what is the difference between ceramic and porcelain tiles? Just that simple aspect of our business can become quite confusing to the average customer. I think recently, within maybe the last 4 or 5 years, it's really been embedded in the consumer's mind that you have to have porcelain, you have to have porcelain, it has to be porcelain. Meaning that porcelain is the most durable type of product you can get right now in regards to tile. But in the average household, the residential application, you're going to eliminate a lot of nice products, other products that maybe aren't porcelain, but they are a high-grade white body ceramic, and they're more than suitable for a residential application. Coming across that barrier sometimes can be a little challenging because you only know what you're told, and unless you get out and you do a little bit of research on your own and you do some homework, it could be a hurdle that it might be a little tough for you to get past. So that is something that we run into occasionally.
Yeah. What are all the different places you can put tile? I know tile floors and a lot of countertops now you see, and what are some of the other just places to put tile?
As I tell most of our customers as they come, if you can dream it, we can install it.
And so the different styles, I guess, just the whole design or trying to put it in one room and mix and match. How do you do that without having your house there at the shop?
Again, it's a process that we go through with customers. We have some very talented salespeople at California Tile. Brian Stapleton, the showroom manager, has been in the business for a long time. He's very good, very adept at putting colors together, schemes, patterns. He does a marvelous job. He really is a big part of the success of our showroom. As well as Dave's wife, Genevieve, she's a decorator. She has the new up-to-date, current mindset of decorating, as well as some of our other staff. They've been in the business so long, they know what looks good. They know what is going to work and what isn't. As well as our relationship with all the contractors that we service. We're open to the trade, and we have a lot of C54 contractors that do come in and know what they're doing. They do this obviously for a living, and so when we get them involved with the customer, the customers just feel totally at home and at ease, knowing that they're going to get a great product when they're all done.
So your group is top notch, no doubt.
It really is. with the expansion of our showroom, we added a little area over there unique to only our showroom called the Learning Center. And this is an area that we put together where some of our sales staff can take a customer and become very comfortable, sit down at the table. We can go over catalogs, blueprints, bring out samples, and really take the time to really dive into the project that this customer is working with. Our manager, Bruce Buck, really kind of spearheaded a lot of this when we did the expansion, and he really made it his own and really took a lot of time and effort and pride in what he was doing. And because of that, we were able to take our business in a whole different direction that we just really never even thought about. And this day and time, there's so many do-it-yourselfers out there as well. They want to know, how can I do this?
Tiling the kitchen can seem intimidating to a homeowner, but basically if you take your time and do the proper layout, it's going to become simple for you. Start at one end of the cabinet with a pencil line, go down to the other end of the cabinet with another pencil line, snap yourself a line all the way through.
We're not just about selling tile. You might call us a learning center.
Give yourself a nice even coat, put down another tile, add a spacer.
California Tile Supply, education with a personal touch.
And so what about the installation? So, well, great, the Learning Center, you can teach people to do it themselves, but I imagine there's a team that helps do that?
We have a number of tile contractors that we work with. They come to California Tile to purchase their products and obviously to pick up material for jobs they're working on. I highly encourage anybody to use a licensed contractor to do their installation. But for those that really want to tackle it themselves, sure. I have over 8 years of experience in installation myself, as well as a couple of our sales staffs. They know how to install the tile correctly. They know how it should be done. And so yes, we obviously can share our experience and our education with them in getting that done. I tell folks all the time, if you have patience, you can install tile. If you don't, go hire a contractor.
Yeah, and usually the ones coming fast and want it now probably should hire a contractor. Well, thank you so much, Gary. I feel so valued as a customer just hearing you speak, and especially just hearing you say things like, no job is too small, because a lot of us just start small and work from there. I appreciate you being here on Shop Antelope Valley.
Thank you very much.